Alright, so this is CIS-125 and we're currently working on modules. I did a brief review. We talked about flow charts, we talked about pseudocode, and just a reminder, you need an action word and you have to follow the rules in terms of all the structures, whether it's a sequence, whether it's a conditional, leading decision, trailing decision, or a case structure. You need to follow the rules. You got to have the right boxes, follow the rules for the boxes, if it's a flow chart, so forth. We talked again a little bit about data, how it's structured. Okay. We reviewed variables, whether they're string or numeric. Whether they represent a string of characters or they represent maybe a number. And then we reviewed a little bit on arrays, sometimes referred to as lists. And then we talked about modules again, what we had talked about in the past. So what we use is this concept about a main line, and we did an example. We didn't put all the details in, but as you can see here, we have initialization, we've got our start, and then we got a routine, a module, and we call that module, so we have an action word, and it's called input routine, and that routine creates an array. Then we sort the array, we figure the median. This was similar to the scores example that we did together last Wednesday. And then we called the print routine, and then we stopped. We got a little better view of that on the next. And so here's our main line of what the program is going to do, and then what we did was we recreated one of the modules. And the input routine, we're going to call it, and then here's the return. And so then we initialize the count, initialize the score array. We inputted a score. As long as the score is greater than 0, we let the score array count is 1. So in this case, we're building an array, and the 1 position of the array is going to be the first score, let's say 25. Okay, so whatever that score was, in my case I said it was 25 for the first time, that's going to be stored in the array in subscript 1 of the array, because I'm using count there. And this will vary a little bit depending on the programming language. We input another score. Let's say the next score is 30. Count goes up by 1, so now count becomes 2. We go back up. Score greater than 0, that's true. So now 30, the new score, 30, is going to be stored in this location. It'll be a couple minutes. I gotta finish this. So 30 will be scored in this location. So now 30 is scored with subscript 2. There. And there. Alright? So then if we keep going, we could go forever, so to speak. So we keep creating new scores. We keep adding new scores. The count keeps going up, and we keep putting them in based on our subscripts until we put in a 0. So count is now whatever it is at that point. We put in a 0. We go up. 0, 0 is not greater than 0. So we come down, and since we had that 1 extra one, we don't want to count that into how many records there are. So we take count minus 1. And so now n has how many records that we put into the array. The array is filled with the scores, and we have the subscripts for those scores. So then this routine filled the array. Then we can sort the array, have a routine calculate the medium of the array, and later on we'll have a function to do that, but we're going to do it by hand, or at least program it. And then we can figure out how we're going to display the information after we get it calculated. Shop, we have a payroll example the students are to work on. For example, somebody might get paid by salary, or they might get paid hourly, or they might get paid by commission. But in all those, we end up with a gross pay. Then that can be sent to a module to figure out deductions. So in that example, we could have state, federal, Social Security, or FICA. So you can have maybe even separate modules for each of those, however you want to organize it. So this was this would be week 11 work. And then here, this is just an example of subscripts storing information in arrays. In this case, it's male and females and ages. And that's it. For a short review of what we've done so far in modules. One point I should make too is we will talk more about this on Wednesday, whether we're talking about variables that are global, be seen entirely, or later on we'll talk about local variables and how we pass parameters to modules. Coming up.